Can you educate the aspiring entrepreneur on how you did a few of those? Because I know there are people listening that are at that phase where they want to grow, but maybe they want to take on, maybe they want to acquire some people too, but they're like, oh, we don't have the money to buy that right now. Can you walk us through some of it? I know we could do a whole podcast on that, but just a little taste.
Yeah, I guess if you're in the market to make some acquisitions, you've only got a few options, right? You could use your cash flow or your cash balance to make that acquisition. You could take on some funding, family, friends, even institutional, who will, of course, take a percentage ownership of your business. Or you could take on debt or some type of debt instrument. We did it primarily a combination of cash on the balance sheet as well as debt.
Okay.
So in particular, the high-level marketing acquisition, a large portion of that acquisition was done with debt, and we also injected a little bit of our cash into it. But I think something that I learned early on is just because you got a good business model, or just because you think you have a successful business, that doesn't translate at all into your ability to get funding with the bank, especially if you're a service-based business.
Right.
So the way that we were able to get funding through banks for, the acquisition of high-level marketing, which for us was a decent, pretty decent-sized business, is we had to maximize our profit or EBITDA for 12 to 24 months before we made the acquisition, because it's what's called a cash flow loan. They're going to loan us the money with the promise to pay it back based on the strength of our current business and the integrated business. So when we're preparing for an acquisition and we know we need to get debt funding, we're going to focus on driving profits consistently, because that's the only way we're going to get that cash flow lending.
I think what I heard you say is you go down to this is a short version in commoner language. You went down to the bank and they said, look, we'll loan you $500,000 as long as you have $500,000 in the bank to loan against it.